Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. You know, every year I've been trying to get a hold of you, but somehow, because everybody's trying to grab you at this time, we always miss each other. Finally, I was able to get a chance to speak with you. Thank you so much, especially 44 years, Toronto International Film Festival. How does it feel being part of something that represents Toronto, represents film, represents Canada, and is considered one of the biggest film festivals on the planet?
It's pretty awesome, but it's also, I gotta say, it's really easy. Programming in Toronto is just, it's such a diverse, multicultural community that embraces a lot of filmmakers from all around the world. You know, you can show anything and there will be a huge crowd for it. I remember the year we did the World Trade Center, tragedy happened, and we had an Albanian filmmaker who was stranded in Nova Scotia, and he finally made it to Toronto at the end of the festival. And I was like, this poor guy, you know, everyone's tired. I don't know if anybody's gonna, come to the film. And it was a big theater too, like a 600-seat theater. We got to the theater, it was packed with Albanian Canadians. And the volunteer translator had gone to kindergarten with the filmmaker. So it's just that kind of thing happens all the time in Toronto. I mean, it's just, it's that kind of town.
How many films do you folks have to go through to finally get the selection that we get that's always a gold star? We look at it, this year I think we saw about over 250, maybe close to 270. Myself, Ravi, and Aisha Jamal, who's our associate, programmer's associate. It's tough. We only take about 1 in 15, 1 in 20. So you have to winnow them down. We're lucky because there's such a wealth of filmmaking talent here. You can see from the first-time filmmakers we have, like Harry Sepik, who did RAF from BC, all the way out to the East Coast. Heather Young, who did Murmur, and Nicole Dorsey, who did Black Conflux. Elmaya Tailfeathers, who you heard speak earlier. She co-directed her first film with Kathleen Hepburn. It was her second. It's a film called The Body Remembers When the World Broke Open. We have, talented young filmmakers from Quebec who shot in Ontario. Ashley Chinese, new first film called Rest of Us, which stars Heather Graham and Jodie Balfour and Sophie Nélisse. We have second, third, fourth, guys on their second, third, or fourth film. Kiri Paput's Last Porno Show. It's a really funny, kind of seedy movie about grief. White Lie by Calvin and Yona, which is about a young woman. Great performance by Casey Rohl. She concocts this identity for herself. She lies about having cancer and fundraises off it, and becomes a prominent person at her university. I think it was shot at McMaster. Really powerful film. You're really with this. You don't root for this character, but you feel for her. She's not the most likable, and I think that's really what art does, is make you feel for people. It's like that quote by Jean Renoir, everybody has his reasons, by why there's no, you have to know why people do things, and that's what art is for. You can see it in Joey Klein's second film. His first film won Tatiana Maslany was in it, won a Canadian Screen Award. This film's called Castle on the Ground, has a great young cast, deals with the opioid crisis, which is, very timely. Stars Imogen Poots and Alex Wolff. There's actually a great cast all over the place. David Thewlis is in the new Adam Agoyan. There's some great young actors in addition to Casey Rohl. Nahimi, who's in Antigone, Sophie Duras' film about the Algerian community in Montreal. The two leads in Easyland, another first feature. A lot of films from Ontario, which I'm really proud of. I'm really keen on that. Sonia Zivkovic's film Easyland, which has a great sort of two-hander cast, really brilliant. There are two films that I am extremely interested in. David Foster.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that and what that one's all about.
Well, this is Mary Abrams. She's a veteran filmmaker and done a number of portrait films. She did a great film about Garth Drabinsky and Bob Guccione. Really great piece last year about a lawyer, a human rights lawyer, who really helped lead to the birth of the civil rights or the Universal Human Rights Court in the Hague. And this film is about David Foster, who's of course one of the most influential record producers in history. Came from Victoria. I think one of his first big, it goes to, it like really interesting depth, really intriguing depth about his career. Like he once played in a backup band for Chuck Berry. He said it was actually really disheartening because Chuck Berry was not a nice man. A little demanding. He was on the road all the time too, but anyway. And it talks about how he worked his way up and the sacrifice he's made for his career. It's quite a powerful piece. What was the other one?
The other one is our opening film, another rock and roller.
One of my favorite bands, if not my favorite band. The band, Robbie Robertson, iconic Canadian band. A band that I think actually often writes a lot about American culture. A lot of the songs are about American culture, but I think it's a very Canadian spin. It's a distance thing. It's not. I don't think you get that perspective that you get in the band songs from someone who's born in the U.S. So, and it's a really touching and smart and comprehensive portrait of the band and how they, the stuff they went through with Dylan when they toured, the kind of response they got, and then how they came into their own as a band as well.
This is going to be so much fun. I mean, we got galas, we got great movies, we got street parties, we have everything going on.
Films in Midnight Madness, which are really chuffed about. Peter Kaplowski, our midnight programmer, picked Jeff Barnaby's zombie film Blood Quantum, which is really kick-ass. And I think one of the funniest films in the lineup across the board, not just the Canadian stuff, is 20th Century by Matt Rankin, which is wicked fun.
It sounds like fun, and our short films too. So much going on during TIFF. I want to say thank you so much for making time to talk to me. Cannot wait for number 44. Thank you again.
See you at the festival.